Well, hello there, everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you may be. I'm Psychonius, and as I pull it up, welcome back to some more Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. So, last time in this, we had learned about the grand secret to this castle, and the fact that, well, it's not just a castle, it is multiple castles. As there's basically two versions of the castle that we can explore, and we basically learned what exactly the deal is. Maxim had gone out to seek out the different parts of Dracula in hopes of basically trying to help his buddy Justus from his fate of basically being a Belmont and having to kill the shit out of Dracula. But inadvertently, this had caused Maxim to succumb to Dracula's influence. However, because he had actually gotten amnesia, he was able to resist. But still, in that time, he had kidnapped Lide, who we have found, but death then quickly came in and snatched her up. So now we're having to figure that out, where she is, and hunt that down, while also go around and finding the different parts of Dracula. So that's right. With that, yeah. So there was a puzzle in that last area that I've kind of given up on. I'll just come back with Super Jump. So with that, we're continuing to go and explore more of the right side of Castle A. There's not much of Castle A and B we have scoured. But yeah. But we're finishing the game tonight. Or today right now. It's still perfectly sunny out, but also that's just because that's Eastern Daylight Time, and I fucking hate it with a passion. I am someone that quite prefers nighttime compared to the daytimes. Either at the very least sunsets. But besides that, we're basically exploring the rest of the castle. We still have to get our super jump, and then when we have that, we'll be able to explore the rest of the castle and get the rest of the pieces of Dracula. And yeah, that's basically all there really is to it. So we only got about, like, in total percentage, we only got 50% of the castle left. Now, granted, we are going to have to do some other world, going into one castle and then coming back to the other shenanigans to fully explore it, because there are, of course, like, locked passages that we have to unlock in one world then the next. So that's gonna eat up some time and all this, but it's kind of Harmony Dissonance. This time around, we shouldn't have the issue where I had last time, where I'm like, well, I remember this one area that I needed my power up in. Just so that I didn't immediately get cock blocked in having, oh, by the way, you also need super jump right after this. I'm still confused by the design decision, because, well, why didn't you just take out the breakable wall and just have the super jump, since that's the thing you get later on? But whatever. I've already been mad and depresso espresso about that. Anyway, what does fire and dagger do? That's right, it's a screen nuke. Here, I don't really have an interest in a screen nuke unless it's a boss, so yeah, let me switch to ice for the homing property. Oh, that one just tackles me real good. Alright, I don't think we picked up any new furniture since then, so we can just on over. Like I said, I don't think you get any actual reward for the furniture, which seems bizarre. I think it's literally just, well, I know in this version it's likely for an achievement, but I mean, I don't really care. I don't know, Steam achievements are so boring to me. At least with PlayStation, I can really give them this. Xbox definitely had cool stuff going on with Gamergate points and all that, because I never owned an Xbox. From my understanding, you could actually use that in the stores. But PlayStation, I at least give credit that I do like the fact that with the trophies you get, they do record the moment of you getting the trophy. Yeah, no, I actually sometimes do just go scrolling back through just like for the memories. I don't know, but unless it's like a game I really loved, I rarely go after like full trophy completion. A lot of times, if you want to get me to complete, I'll complete a game like in terms of just like, namely just like either like boss or side questing type stuff. But otherwise, I rarely go for like full on trophy stuff unless it comes naturally as a part of it. Kind of how it was with the Resident Evil games, where the remakes more specifically, where they just tied a lot. They tied pretty much all their trophies to their in-game achievements, which is what you need to earn to get back to fully unlock every weapon and such. So those just ended up being games I technically naturally platinumed. Or Bloodborne. I did platinum Bloodborne, and it's probably the first and last time I will ever go through those Chalice dungeons. Ah, yes, and our boy Juiced here, decides he can't swim. The man can't swim, so he opts in to just walk underwater. Just want to check something. We don't have like any weird or bizarre helmet that would be like, if you wear this, you get to breathe underwater or something. See in the dark, yeah. No, okay. It needs to be like something tonight where we get the almighty snorkel to help us. It's still probably one of the funniest like upgrades I could ever think in gaming, like genuinely when it comes to like a Metroidvania type game. What do we need? We need the snorkel. This will lead Alucard, the legendary vampire, to victory. Well, I guess half vampire. Actually, is there a name for that? Is there like an actual name for like a crossbreed? Full helmet. Well, what makes this helmet so much different compared to my other helmets? A helmet that covers the user's head all the way to the neck. But alright then. What they should have done is the moment you put it on, the entire screen goes black because you can't see. Fresh you. But yeah, if I remember it, I'm gonna totally look that up because I'm curious now. Ah, here we go. All right. So there, we have a method now to well, travel between worlds and teleport. Because as a reminder, this game doesn't tell you how to teleport. It literally just goes, you just kind of have to hope one day you accidentally press down on the D-pad and then you teleport to the next one. Apparently this game's just got a lot of weird, just secret, like, not really technically secrets, but just like stuff like that they don't really tell you about. Like, I don't remember the exact combination, but apparently there's a quick way to switch around your magics that I never knew about. I found out while I was just like doing some research for these games. Yeah, but mostly the fact that I pretty much came to... I never actually really knew most of these games' history, basically, so it's actually pretty fascinating. And truthfully, a lot of it I did learn from, like, the Some Call Me Johnny video, so... which, by the way, is a really good review on this game. I recommend go watch that video. But, this was apparently basically the GBA game that, oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God, how the fuck am I forgetting names? I am terrible with names. But if you're not picked up on that yet. Is it Iga? Koji Igarashi. Alright, yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so this was apparently the game that basically Igarashi had come back in on, and the reason it looks like so bizarre was because of the fact that apparently him or like the team he had didn't like how Circle and Moon looked and such, which honestly I think is a bit crazy given I think, like I said, as I was playing through it, I thought Circle the Moon still, even today, when you blow it up to this resolution, still looks alright. But yeah, definitely, that's definitely like the hardest part of like whenever you get these games, is that it's like, of course, I am playing this in its unintended resolution. Like, this shit ain't meant to be seen up close, this shit's meant to be seen on a Game Boy screen. But apparently it just really didn't even look that good on a Game Boy SP. But no, but this was the game he came back in on, and I think he basically then started working on every other Metroidvania at this point. But which sounded very sensual when she went. Like I said, I can't remember though, because I don't. The DS games I know even less about, really. The DS games I'm interested in going back in because I've only ever played them like once. So, and I'm very interested to see how the Dominus collection does that. I've only ever played them once, and that's just because I got them off like on Amazon and such, but I don't really know how to say it. I'm pretty sure my copies were either like bootleg or not. Yeah, basically just bootleg, because the DS games I played, they worked, and I got to the end in all of them, but every single one I swear had like startup problems every time I tried to play them. Like, out of any game I've ever played, pretty much those ones, like, I found constantly, just like I have to like take the DS card out and then put it back in and try it over and over and over again. Oh, God. Alright. So here, let's heal up and then head on in there. Fire was also a screen nuke. What was Bolt? Bolt is also a screen nuke. Wait, then what was fire? Okay, it's the dragons that chase down, but it basically is a screen nuke. Okay, yeah, wind is the one I want, because wind is the stationary spinning blades. Now, but apparently, like, when it came to making this game, the focus was on making the game overall brighter and I guess, like, easier to see on an original gameplay, because apparently Circle of the Moon was rather dark on the original. So like I said, I think they maybe succeed in that regard, but But again, I mean, I've already talked about how muddy they are. Thanks, buddy. Talos. Okay, he goes up and then he goes down. But I actually have seen a mod for this game that I'm probably actually be really interested in seeing how well it works. Is that apparently there's people out there that like done a recolor mod of this game where it's like they basically overall dampen everything. I don't think it gets rid of the overall muddiness that I kind of like with the models, basically. Namely the ones where they look like they blend in too much with the background, really, or just don't have defined shapes to them. But they do stuff like get rid of Juice's like blue outline and just mute his colors a bit overall, and I say that it looks really good. Plus, I feel like mods for Castlevania games honestly are pretty rare. Like, you really don't get a whole lot of them. And both these ways we need super jump for. Well, son of a bitch, where is my super jump? I really only bring up mods just because most of the time the only like mods I'm interested in when it comes to Castlevania games is randomizers, which honestly most of the time don't even work out all that well. Let's say I don't know if we've seen Holy Water actually. Holy Water Fire. Oh, it gets the bouncing fireball. No, we've seen Ice. What does it do for Bolt? I don't know, we'll see. But we'll hold on to it. The bouncing fireball is actually pretty decent on some boss fights. Which a lot of times randomizers are actually really all that interesting, given like these games have a clear like. Oh, that's right. So, summon just big thunder around you. Hint card 1. Why are we finding 1? Why are we finding hint card 1 when we are 159% into this castle? But as it's one of the reasons I really love Bloodstain, like especially just because even though its randomizer mode is a bit, well, I don't know if they fixed it since then, but it has a lot of soft blocking and feels very glitchy at points. The fact that they even have a randomizer mode is awesome. Somewhere there exists a mechanism for draining the caves. Well, ain't that helpful? It's somewhere. Which, man, that is something I do wish nowadays, like, a lot of games would just embrace. Like, I love randomizer modes. Like, I am one of those where I just wish, like, every game in some way, shape, or form, like, either has a randomizer mode or would have some small side game that's kind of similar to it to have an arcadey feel. You know, it is why I really do want to keep up with Elden Ring Night Rain. Because I love the idea of just having a more randomized just experience. But it's like one of the things I would always say that would do so well for stuff like Resident Evil games or any survival horror game, implement just like a full-on randomizer mode. You know, because the modders do it, of course, and that shit is always fantastic. it's not like you don't gotta go crazy with it, but literally something as simple as mixing up the items changes like the whole experience. That's why I don't know if I'll get to it this year, but one of my interests is actually, like, after I beat each Resident Evil game, kind of then at some point playing a randomized version of it. Just like a whole different experience. So. I don't know if we got anything I really want. Armorcraft for material that modern alchemists can't comprehend. It's really expensive. A helmet resembling an upside-down pot. I can become a pothead. But I think I'm quite alright. Okay. So this is definitely the mechanism, but... what does one need to do? Here, give me a second. Let's get it because it's just scenario. I don't want to make sure that it's like there is something I can do here, and I just don't know if the game's telling me or not. Fine gold statue, floodgate key. Okay, no, there actually is something that we need here. All right. Okay, let's say so. We've now got a teleportation, so we now got an interchangeable room here, so... well, wait, but then that's still locked up. Alright. Remember that box puzzle area? Okay, so this is entirely my fault. Yeah, you remember that box puzzle area? That I was saying we could come back to super jump? No, it turns out that's not... yeah, you can't do that. Turns out you need the key there. So we need to hightail our way back there. Past all these fucking yeah, I mean this is my bad, but also because a lot of times they didn't require those box pushing puzzles. It seemed like it was all just leading to optional stuff, but that is not the case. Alright, let's just dash our way back there. I knew I should just fucking just try and figure it out while I was there, but oh well. But God, does this make me so appreciative of Bloodstained Ritual Night? and all those and the future games where they get the bright idea, just put a teleport point in like every new area you run into, just so you can always make your way back there. It's just so weird that wasn't a mentality that was taken with this game. Like, hey, granted, I understand it's like because, well, you know, hindsight be 2020 and all that, but still, it's like it's the third game in a row where I just feel like the teleport points they have are just awful. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so I gotta make... Oh, that's right. Oh, I gotta now actually push back through all of these. Come on, just fucking push it, Juice. God. I believe in your big, strong Belmont muscles, even though sprite-wise you probably look like the twinkiest Belmont of them all. And I do wish though that they had taken the a note from Circle of the Moon where they had at the very least just make it so that it's like they're in a way that once they're solved that they are easily traversable at that point. So they're leaving me a little leg room. Alright, now that being said though, the reason we kind of left this area was just because I got confused on what exactly I was supposed to do with the box puzzle. So if we struggle for this like for a solid 10 minutes or something like that, then I will just look up and just leave it. Or rather just look up the solution, just because it said out of all the things I want to spend forever on, it is not a fucking box puzzle. Oh god. These rooms are definitely probably one of the worst aspects of coming back to GBA games, though. Like, these just absolute like, just why? Why did someone have to make the design philosophy that it's like we need to just have massive just things where you're just going from left to right, left to right, left to right? Alright, so here we go. So that was relatively painless, but alright, let's figure this shit out. So we gotta try and find a way to get enough boxes stacked up that's like it goes over there. So they ever drop down, then it's like they then go into that. Okay, so There's how we'll do this. So we're gonna push this first one down. Wait a minute. But no, but this becomes the problem I was having, where it's just like, but then at some point this doesn't work, because then I can't push them any closer. Wait a minute. So rather than that, what if it gets pushed over the edge like this, but literally not enough to get shoved into the hole? And then I can push this one slightly over here. And now that gives me room on this side. Wait, no, but then that leaves me in the same position. Oh, but I was thinking, oh no, but that may be right, but it's like, I gotta leave me just enough room. Okay, that might be our ticket out of here. If so, holy shit, does this look incredibly unintentional, but I mean, I will give them credit, it's definitely outside the box, quite literally. Yeah, there's no way my tired brain at the end of that last stream would have thought to do this, because this just doesn't look right. Yeah, because now what we'll do is we could then push that just enough. That over here, and now we have enough pushing room. And that gets enough. Yeah, holy shit. Alright. Now I give them credit, that's a unique solution. But hot damn, does that look not right at all? Alright, and now that gets us our floodgate key, and now we can go back there. Alright. So great apologies on my end. That's just my bad for adding more unnecessary time, but it is done, and we shall move on. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, so this leads us back to the first... This other leads us back to the first area, so we're seeing some new stuff. We go here. There's this locked door that we still don't have a means to. Wow, this one doesn't even give you any hints. This is just figure it out, stupid. Alright. Well, there's no reason for us to full on go back up. I mean, would it be easier? I don't think so, really. So we'll just continue backwards so we can then use floodgate key and then move on. Yeah, it does kind of get me thinking, like, about the design philosophy, though. I think it's like I kind of realized what makes me so, like, kind of rubs me the wrong way, like, when it comes to this game. So, namely in the exploration factor, with moments like these, where I kind of just, like, don't know what where they want me to go or what to do and all that. I think it's mostly comes down to the fact that, so most Castlevania games, pretty much all of them, of course, the philosophy, it has the core gameplay mechanic, like, not philosophy, it is, but the core gameplay system of you explore around the castle, you reach a moment where literally you cannot go any forward, you can't go forward, can't go backward, and then it's usually either because some means like a double jump or boxes, or like you can't break a certain stone or something like that. That's usually the philosophy, is that it's like you explore enough to the point that you can't move on until you have this specific thing. So you keep going the paths that you normally do. And of course, the thing is, they give you so many different exploration parts to be like, well, this isn't part of the main path, but if you bring a double jump here, you get the rest, you get this upgrade, or you get that upgrade, and such. But still, it kind of keeps that good pacing, the fact that it feels like once you get an upgrade, there's multiple things you can do. The issue, I think that kind of comes with this game, and ultimately it's because I know it's because of the dash, because of the fact that they wanted to use both shoulder buttons exclusively for dashing around. Is that this game opts in rather than having multiple different, like, things to explore. Because ultimately what usually happens is you're exploring around using your newfound power to then explore these different areas that you found once upon a time. And naturally what tends to happen is you stumble upon the way forward. A lot of times when it comes to these kind of games on your first playthrough, you're not even actively looking for the way forward. You're trying to just find all the upgrades that you now get with your new double jump, with your new slide, however. What Harmony of Dissonance is doing, basically, is that there's a lot of points that they don't have very many, like, explorable sections, being like, you know, it was like that when we started off. There was a bunch of different points where it's like, hey, use a slide here, or hey, use a double jump here. But this game is having kind of like, it kind of just, at points like these, where it's having like several moments of just like, no, this is your one path, figure it out, or basically do or die. And granted, I'm over exaggerating that. I realize really all it is that we've had 2 instances of it with JB's bracelet and now like this, where it's just like, here, like, it's not like we're using this floodgate key anywhere else. It's not like we've encountered any other area with a floodgate key. But that's kind of my point, is that it's like, with stuff like JB's bracelet and all that, it's just, here's the sole obstacle that basically, it's like, you're not encountering this in any other way, shape, or form. It's just in this one area. And I think that's kind of what's ultimately throwing me off, is the fact that it's like, usually most time in Castlevania games, that's just with the final room. Like, a lot of times it's like, here, the one area that you cannot access without this one specific thing is literally the final boss area. And then, so I think it's like, that's kind of like ultimately the thing that's throwing me off, is that it's like, you know, with stuff like the bracelet and all that, even though the game, you know, I would still argue really should just ultimately just flat out tell you, hey, opens this yellow door, or opens the sealed door in the, like, topmost of the tower or castle and such, rather than just being like, oh, this is a memento. You know, because it's not like I know the castle. I mean, yeah, I get, like, the throne room's gonna be at the very top, but also there's a Castlevania game. You usually don't go to the throne room until the end of the game. Floodgate key was used. And then water drained away somewhere. There we go. So that's why I'm like, I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting, you know, kind of the idea of, oh, Well now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now take my, you know, whatever power-ups I currently have and go exploring to then eventually happen upon this one area. You know, because like I'm trying to think of like stuff like with Ritual Bloodstain the Night, basically, where it's like it kind of, and obviously that came after this, so lessons learned and all that, but still it's like there's like a moment in that game where you need to take an item to a certain location to actually progress and continue the rest of the game. And they really don't even give you that much like context clues unless you like were really paying attention or could remember. And I gave that game shit for that, just because it feels weird when out of nowhere it's like, all right, no, it's like it's not about going back to the previous. It's not about going back to the blank spaces that you're now going to fill in with your new stuff. It's now a lot more just about like, okay, no, here's the one thing to do that you're not used to, because, well, it's not a straight up gameplay mechanic that you're going to be using often. So I think that's kind of like what was throwing me off, really. I don't even know if what I just said even made a lot of sense, but the fact is, it was said. I guess more so I'm trying to like give like, you know, kind of some reasoning against like what the hell my mentality was when it came to kind of the fuck up last session and this moment in particular. Yeah, I feel like every Castlevania game, they always do have, like, that one or two, like, moments or items that's like, why the hell is this either so, like, incredibly hidden? Because Sunday Night, it's the Holy Snorkel. The fucking... Oh, I'm sorry, it's like, I think it's called, like, the Holy Artifact or something, and it's like, it's a fucking snorkel mask. But it's like how that is literally hidden behind a, breakable wall and such that's in the ceiling, that depending on your weapon, you can't even, like, hit all that well. And it's kind of like funny how Circle of the Moon, I felt like, had the exact opposite problem. The fact that they threw so many fucking boxes at you, they were like, it actually became kind of a problem to know, okay, now where the hell do I go? That got leggings. Juice Belmont is a man of fashion, and he is here to slay in Dracula's castle. Front sides of these boots are strengthened with metal plates. I mean, I'll get into it with Aria's Sorrow, but like Aria's Sorrow, my entire problem with that, like the big kind of like iffy moment of that game is that it's like technically the way to continue the game is very dependent on RNG for if it's gonna be an additional hour or 3. I do not get how the aiming for that thunder thing works. Ah, screw up. We can go for it. Ah! Hello, Death! So this is where you were. Return Lydie to me. That's right. I think I read somewhere that was actually pronounced Lydie, not Lydie. Or Lydie? I don't know. Either way, it's a weird fucking name. And if it's an actual name, well, I'm sorry. Fear not. That maiden is now with Maxim. But why? Leave Lydie out of this. That maiden will play an essential role in the completion of this castle. Bro, your castle's fucked. What do you mean by that? This castle is in a transient state and is preparing for my lord's resurrection. However, the castle is not complete until these two castles are merged. In short, we must rid of your dear friend's spirit. Maxim is a man of great strength. It won't be so easy to do as you plan. Buddy, I don't know. You've seen him get possessed. He was born a my lord, so of course he knows ways to reinforce his power. When something is dear to you, its effect upon you becomes immeasurable. No, surely not. Not Lydi's blood. Stay away from her. Do not interfere. Now, I will extinguish the candle of your soul. Huzzah! Yeah, but we got a death fight, so man's got the sights. Man's gonna swing. So it's gonna shoot his death laser beams. So that coming down. How far was my last save point? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna heal on this. Usually I don't want to, but that's a pretty long hike back if I fuck up. Yeah, that was a bad placement. Oh, at least it gets knocked back when we hit him. One tanky son of a bitch. Oh, never mind. Oh, according to Keikaku. By the way, Keikaku means playing. Oh, this is not according to Keikaku, though. He's a giant. He becomes a giant skeleton caterpillar that just like playing scythes, like just swings his scythe things in front of him. You have to like be very, very specific in the range you're hitting him, though. At the very least, it's like the moment you hit him, you gotta immediately start dodging. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty typical death fight. Size, swinging, this part's just funky as shit, but I mean, kind of like everything else, though. It's like it's really not that threatening once you've at least fought him once. Oh, and you can even use his back as a platform. Oh, okay. I just assumed everything about him would hurt. Ooh. Trying to get away, see if I don't have to use one more healing item. Ah, nice. You're too late. The castles will soon begin to merge together. Alright then. Griffin's Wing. Alright, so finally got our super jump. So at this point, besides those locked doors, the castle is ours to explore, at least in terms of just places. So now I will say the worst part about this game though, not in this collection, given of course you can play with a control stick in this collection, but they've... Fuck you. But they flipped the Griffin Wings, the super jump, back to how it was in Cynthia Knight, where you have to press down then up immediately. Which I said isn't bad on control stick. But God, on a GBA D-pad, that is probably miserable. Especially since it worked so well in Circle of the Moon, and it was so much more instantaneous. Kind of sucks because Circle of the Moon, it was legitimately like a good tactic for the Dracula boss fight. Like it legitimately felt cool that was a move that you mostly had to do if you wanted to avoid damage. There. But anyway, we now have to begin the cycle of, alright, where the hell am I going now? So we can very clearly at least just get this spot up here. So just because it works fine, but it's just like, it's nowhere near as convenient though to do mid-air movement compared to Circle of the Moon. Those because, like I said, you have to go down and then up and then immediately basically start trying to move your character. Alright, so let me see why I couldn't explore the left side to this. It's either just a door or a wall that we have to take care of in the other zone. Or it's an invisible wall. That's how we get the Nail of Vlad. I find it really fucked that a lot of these are just behind really dumb invisible walls. Why couldn't they just be breakable like they did in the last games? That was so just fine. Okay, but with the Nail of Vlad, Bodily Remains increases strength. Now I do know the Eye of Vlad, though, is in the tower area that we need with Super Jump. So that'll be something of note. Which, let me see, where do I have my images placed? Alright. Now I can't remember if that... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that placed there because we needed Super Jump. Yeah, Majima is there. Majima is there because that was just where I need double jump stuff. So, yeah. Alright. With that now, we can at least progress all the way to the right and complete out the map portion for Castle A. In terms of this area. But I might not trying to like harp on the game really. I mean, it's got its own style and all that. Like I said, I mean, I think I made it perfectly clear that I think out of all the Metroidvania games, I think this is overall just the weakest entry. I think your time is much better spent on any of the other ones. Like I said, or you could just go and play Aria of Sorrow, the best one. I just think it's a bit lame though that a lot of like ways that the castle's kind of locked off to is just because of colorful locked doors. Like that just kind of seems like for me, I love the kind of like bit of storytelling where it's like, you know, it's Dracula's castle. This place is like screwed up and messed up, and it's like, of course, the only way you would conventionally get around this place is if you're just some screwed up monster, especially if you could fly around and such. So the idea that you gotta get like these funky upgrades that would let you defy physics by double jumping and all that, like it makes sense. Now in this, it's just because Dracula finally decided to install some deadbolts. And Juice is a Belmont, so my man doesn't know how to deal with a deadbolted door. He knows how to break walls for wall chicken, but he doesn't know how to lockpick. Hammer, hammer. Love how he goes, huzzah. Here, this is a pretty decent one. There we go. Skull key. And what are you? Hey, not a relic. Skull key. Opens doors marked with a skull design. Okay, so that opens up one of the doors. There we go. You got caught up so much in it. Oh, but I actually do want to talk about something as well. That so my Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering card deck came in. I had pre-ordered it in June, basically, so I had gotten the starter set just so I at least, regardless of how much I invest in it. Because truthfully, I'm gonna be real, I am that guy where I really don't know if I'm gonna like invest in other Magic the Gathering stuff besides Final Fantasy because it's just there to speak to me. But I managed to find these really cool card sleeves to buy as well. That's like Cloud with a flaming Buster sword on the back, and oh my god, they look so good. The only issue is I fucked up and I thought the starter kit was 100 cards total, so I only bought 100 sleeves. For those that maybe don't ask, well, why didn't I just buy more? Money has been tight these past 2 months. I've had to budget effectively where I can. But yeah, so I fucked up now, and I have like at least like 20 additional cards that the sleeves I bought are now sold out. So now I either have to just wait and buy another set of sleeves and take out the ones I currently have and them out and just put them into the new ones, or just wait until they eventually go back on sale, which as of right now it's just unconfirmed. But still, those cards look amazing. Like, I would say generally, as someone that's like I said, I only recently learned how to play Magic, and that was just mostly just for the Final Fantasy stuff, so I can technically know what everything means. But if you were like an actual just Final Fantasy fan and you just want something to collect, fucking those things rock. Okay, no, this is the clock tower area. No, like I have nothing but high recommendations for them. Like, essentially, because if you're such a nerd like me, you can recognize the references in almost like all of those cards. Like there was only like a couple that I was looking at like I really don't know. But even then, all of them have quotes on them, so it's like I can immediately at least recall, oh, that's what Final Fantasy this is from. there's definitely some of the land cards that they had that were throwing me for a loop that I wasn't like immediately I couldn't immediately recall. I'm like, huh, what? I don't know where that's from or what environment they're saying from this. Okay, no, I think it's the... Here, where do I have my bird place? Oh, there? It might have been in the other castle version that was something I was trying to mark. Is the thing. But I'm pretty sure I remember the blue skies, so... Not sure. One of these areas has the Eye of Vlad that I absolutely need. Yes, you can do a midair. Okay, yeah, I think what it is I think this area has the Eye of Vlad. So I need to shift zones real quick. No, but if the money was there, honestly, I probably would buy one of those, like, just full-on booster packs, but right now they're like $200, and I'm like, no. May extremely left me, like, screwed. Mostly because I had so many social events and such going on. So, who knows? I'm basically just leaving it to fate at this point that, well, give it about another month or two when I start getting the paychecks back in, then it's like, should they still be readily available and we can snatch some more things up, I'll snatch them up. Like I said, at this point I kind of want them just for a collectible sense. Just because I love the artwork in it, and like the references are just on point. I'm at least happy that, and it's really small. I mean, I don't know how small it is. I don't know how major the cards are, but, oh hell yeah, I'll take the cross. Oh no, that was Holy Cross. No, I think it was the Bibble that gave me the, Super Shield. But, my two favorite from that deck, funnily enough, is Overkill. Mostly because it's just like, I love the artwork of just Titus performance, and the fact that, that starter deck comes with Suplex. And it's just a picture of bright red of Saban just running at the fucking train. Like that is just honestly peak, and that is just like, no, there was love put into this stuff. Alright. But that being said now, yeah. So let's quickly run back to that area and see if we can collect the Eye of Vlad, if it was here, or if I'm just straight up misremembering. I know I marked that burb image there for that in some regard, so... That was for a hero statue. Am I crazy? The answer is yes, but I know one of these areas. Right, I think... Yeah. I've at least collected in that regard. I think we do gotta go back into the normal zone. So I'm pretty sure the Eye of Vlad is around here. Like it's somewhere around the zone. It might be in that bigger square under us. All right. Because I think it's like the problem is it was past me's context, so and I don't remember past me. Past me just makes it so that future me just has further shit to deal with and just gotta work with it. But I think past me was going in with the potential idea that it was that's like the burp would represent for both big squares, maybe. Because I just make sure I don't actually have the eye yet, do I? No. We have bones. How are you even durable enough to take 2 hits? Especially from the steel fucking ball. Is this something in one of these corners? No, that's not. What the hell was this thing then? Why the hell did I mark it then? Hey, pass me. Pass me's an asshole. So if it's not in there. I mean, it's somewhere. We're gonna find this fucker. Okay, that leads to a brand new area. Or maybe I'm just insane. And literally, it's never been there to begin with. There's never been an Eye of Vlad. It's all just a lie. It's just a conspiracy. Thus, I know that's where I came from. No, this is where I came from. What the fuck? I'll search around for like the next 5 minutes, and then literally if we come up empty-handed, then I'll look up where it is. Like I said, this might just entirely be a case of just like because I don't think I'm wrong in this case. I remember us finding something around here that looked like an eyeball that was like, we couldn't pick it up. Yeah, you know what? Wait, it's just better off if we just go ahead and just put on the lab. Okay. That much is confirmed. God, juiced. Why'd they have to make your fucking, like, iframes non-existent? Oh, we never even found this fucking thing. Yeah, no, it's somewhere, is indeed somewhere in here. But it's just like no one has a simple, just like, location marker of where it is, which I don't get why people don't do that. That would, I mean, if I were making guides, that'd just be the simplest way I would just do shit. Just fucking, all right, here's the map, mark it. All right, there's location. For some reason, that's the last thing anybody just does. All right, no, this is where it faced off against Maxim. Man, this is just taking me back up. This is just taking me back up. I mean, my next resort is actually try and watch a video to see where the hell it takes me, but... Alright. Yeah, alright. We're gonna waste some time on stream, and we're gonna actually do that real quick. Alright. I am simply a bit stupid. It is actually around the, it is around the area where we actually started, so I totally just missed it. I've been having a lot of those this session. Yeah, no. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's probably... Yeah, no, so that's definitely why I missed it. Yeah, because I thought it was in that corner, but no, it's a different corner that's trapped up in. Because then when I saw that was an upgrade, my brain then registered, oh, that was it, so... Nope, there we go. Alright. I have Vlad. Alright, I have Vlad. One of the Dracula's bodily remains has the power to negate curses. Oh, shit, and I forgot to unmute the audio there. Yeah, that's fine. You know, probably saved a few minutes of just, like, of not having to hear the chiptuniness in this game. God, that's my... God, that has to be the biggest war crime, though. Alright, so... What we can do now... Alright, so there's nothing for us to explore here in Castle B. So... I can't remember what door that is, basically, but, so in Castle B, we should definitely at least now have the ability to access the first room area. So, well, here, can I teleport to that all the way on the left side, or is that considered a different... Fuck, that's... Oh, fuck. Okay. So the warp room all the way on the left isn't a warp room, which... Why the hell do they register it as yellow then? Why wouldn't they make it a different color? I fucking hate the teleport. That's why I hate the fucking teleports in this game, is that it's just... It's so... it sucks. It sucks that it's like there's others that just they don't count, and basically you don't get your warp rooms until you're already like 75% through the first castle. It's annoying. So maybe what we have to do is we have to go into B. We have to go downward basically, because then we'll at least now have a super jump, and that should now give us access to the rest of that place. And hopefully we can find an actual proper warp room on our left side. Let's get a life of max upper. Okay, yeah, so gotta go all the way left. Gotcha. So they say progress, so at least we got that which we came for. Thank goodness this thing don't curse me. They look like the cursing enemies. Like enemies that would. Because now we should be able to actually now go this way since we have super jump, and well, that looks like area is locked up by super jump, and that is a green door with a skull for sure. Skull key was used. All right, now we can access the very first area in Castle B. Oh. Oh! Yeah, we'll take Fist. We'll take Fist and we'll use the Fire one because it's really good. I just won't use Aura Blast with it just because that shit's busted. But what else have I been doing with my week? Well, I said I had yesterday off, which was pretty nice for Juneteenth and all that. So I have been attempting to fight the harder version of Adele in Night Rain though, and that shit is rough. Namely, it's just like, granted it's the point, but he just does, even with Raider, he does so much fucking damage. He does so much damage, and at first I was kind of pissed at his phase 3 attack where he caused the tornadoes, because at first visually I thought it was confusing. But once you actually understood, like, I mean, once you understand the fact that it's like, okay, no, you have to run away from it and then start making your way back into it through the split streams. Which honestly is still a bit weird because the visuals in that fight are a bit confusing. And the fact that it's like, it almost looks like the tornado is going inside the slipstream, but it be what it be. But no, the fact that poison in that fight is kind of like, it doesn't do anything for the moveset, it's just purely for additional damage. But now it's just like, damn, it's like that fight once, if he gets like one chow down on a character, oh my god, it's so crazy how much he could just ruin runs at that point. And it doesn't help that it's like, I've officially accepted that I need to play a character that can have decent HP. and not be so squishy, but still, it does not help when it's like I am having to play a raider in a group of Iron Eyes or Duchesses, and it's like, oh. Okay, high potion. I also think, like, I'm just gonna be. I also don't really like the fact that we only get a week to fight it, though. I think that's a bit, like, crappy. Mostly because, genuinely a week I don't think is enough time. Like, I'm someone, I don't care for FOMO. Like, I have learned to stop giving a shit about FOMO, fear of missing out, for people I don't know. Ever since I first got into, like, gacha games and all that, and, like, I had my very first instance of FOMO not going for me, I dropped that shit. So it's like, I'm not too afraid, but I'm more so thinking, in that game, though, runs take 45 minutes, and, well... Satellite State, people have been saying that shit is fucking tough. So I think genuinely the issue comes in the fact that it's like, you need to give people way more time for that, because essentially for those that play it much more casually and they got, like, families and all that, I think it's like, it's really, really disadvantageous for that game to only give a week. And granted, yeah, I know it's rotations, but still. You know, it's not like a Monster Hunter where it's like, at the very least, it's more feasible solo. I mean, that is a game where, I mean, that fight is hell with or without people. Especially if you are doing randoms like me, which I got friends, but right now I've got friends that I'm playing with that they haven't even beaten the full-on, like, Hilo star yet. So that's why I'm like, I can't even technically count them as a way to play through it yet. Which even then, I guarantee I know it's still gonna be a pain in the ass. Twilight Cloak. Twilight Cloak. Pitch black cloak that creates an air of darkness around its user. That's my defense and luck. That just... You know, they really should, like... You know what they should have done, rather than just changing, like, his after images? Because that kind of looks ugly with the blue. They really should just change this whole outline. Yeah, it's this kind of just looks weird now. Like, having the blue outline around you and then just now black after images. Namely, it just makes it look like the textures aren't loading in for a GBA game. Okay. Oh, let's explore that later on. But no, I don't even like FOMO in general, like, when it comes to games, because it's just like... For me, yeah, I get you want to have your limited time events and all that, but it's like, for fuck's sake, like... It feels like we should be at that phase where developers really need to understand that it's like, look, most people have their one game that they are locked in on and playing constantly, and then, like, this other stuff is to the side, basically. Like, for me, granted, it hasn't been nowhere near as recent, just because with all the different stuff I've been filling my time with, but Final Fantasy 14 was that for me. Like, that's the major thing I was locked in on. Like I said, I really want to get back into it. It's just time of streaming and like now adding the video editing into that, which Black Myth Wukong is now officially 50% complete. Like I said, definitely I'm trying to boost those numbers, how much it's done by, and I really want it out by like middle of July, but we'll see. But still, it's like I hate FOMO as like a thing in games, basically, because because it feels like it's punishing you for literally just like for you living your life, basically, and it's like it really doesn't take into account anything you're doing or other shit with your time. Like I said, it's like when I played Gacha, I just became immune to that stuff of that nature just because it no longer affected me. Also, those statues totally have slightly modeled Peters. I got a curtain. You can't run from me, little one. I am on you. There you go. There he goes. Yeah, sure, we'll take it. Have we ever been to this area? Not in Castle B, I'll say, but we've definitely seen Spriggans before. Yeah, well, that's for life of Max Upper. Yeah, but I'm also kind of become immune because like I'm just one of those types of people where I will literally say I will commit to something when it comes to my games, and then I will totally then just like end up forgetting it like later on. Just because I put in about like an hour into it and I barely make any progress, and I'm like, this shit is not worth it, or something, or just life. Luckily, that is the nice thing about the Curse of FOMO, is that the moment it happens, the moment you actually miss out once, the spell is broken. No, but I distinctly remember the very first time it ever happened to me, I think it was Final Fantasy Record Keeper, which is one of the Final Fantasy mobile games. I don't know if that one's still up. I remember it actually being pretty decent, but oh yeah, also the devil's now just an enemy for us to fight. But they had a Sephiroth event in it, basically, that it was either Sephiroth or Tifa or something like that. No, I think it was Sephiroth, because I remember distinctly the final fight. It was fairly balanced because I think the game was still fairly early on, or at least I was playing. I struggled with some fights, but I managed to get it all the way through to what would have been the final fight for me to just auto-unlock Sephiroth. And then I ran, and it was literally, I only had a day left, but I had been trying to chip away, and I think this was in middle school, I remember. Because I remember where I was playing this. And I literally got to it was one day left, I was on the final map, I then learned that game has what's called like ranged or flying enemies, where all you can do is hit them with a ranged character, and I only had like 2. And no one was dealing near enough damage, like, or keeping consistent DPS to make it work. So I totally missed out, and I'm like, well, this shit's dumb. I think I deleted it afterwards because I kind of got pissed. Alright, good. We finally got a teleport room. We finally got a teleport room on this side of the castle. Bit ridiculous. I had to get a whole super jump for it, but it be what it be. Alright. Well, at this point, let's run the rest of it with run the rest of Castle B, and then we can go through A and that. Yeah. Lure key. Lure? Opens the door that gives off a golden hue. I guess that maybe mean the multicolored one. Also, why do you just have a picture of just like bottles? Oh yeah, and here's our money grinding spot because this candle always drops $400. So there's our optimal money grinding spot for this game. Well, I guess let's go ahead and just swap over, explore this one room, and then we can go immediately back in. Obtain platinum tip. That's a platinum ball to the tip of a whip. It now looks more diamond. Then again, maybe I just wouldn't understand. I am one that does not understand the artistic world. I am just someone that took an art appreciation class, and it was online. And I saw a picture of someone that made pictures of cans of soup. Like, they just painted cans of soup and just made them look damn near realistic. And I'm like, why? That's what I was saying, people. But if you want to actually appreciate art, don't take an art appreciation class. It will not help you out. Also, don't go scrolling on Instagram unless you're doing like actual artists. Make sure it is not AI, and make sure it is not dumb shit like someone just shoveling dirt onto a person or knocking over things of sand, like a tower of sand buckets, and going #art. I wish I was slightly joking. Are you fucking kidding me? You bastards! Alright. Well, I guess we can go down that hole to see, though, if the key we have unlocks that one down there. Yep, now that we have a fucking high jump now. Okay, I don't know how that's supposed to be a golden hue, but I guess it's considered as such. Alright, well, at the very least we can go back into Castle B, because then that solves our thing for this. Yep, because then that just leads us into a whole new area. I got a pretty base. Pretty bosse. Alright, save point. Got my big mana prism that I don't even know what I would describe that. It looks like it's picking up Vaseline. Alright. Yeah, we just immediately continue back upward. You know, it is so funny though how basically I talk about how it's like I'm a bit disappointed because this game didn't go in with the DSS system, or at the very least Juice can get like different weapons. It's so funny how in literally every other piece of media that shows any kind of Belmonts, it also depicts them with swords and such. Like, not just like their knives and all that they have on their person, but like usually they get depicted with actual swords, and that especially in the Castlevania Netflix show, like Richter's got a sword. I can't remember exactly. I think Trevor uses at least one, like for a bit, or at least one is on his person. But it's so funny how like in the games they are so consistent with like, no, just whip all the time. So I think technically there is a game, I think it's Haunted Castle, where it's basically an arcade version of like the first Castlevania game and all that, where actually one of the upgrades in that is you upgrade your whip into a sword and it does a fuck ton of damage. War fatigues. You know, I do have to ask a question though. What would happen if Juice technically exited the castle while in Castle B? Technically the much more eviler version of it. I mean, I'd say at some point he would just return to normal, but I mean, this place even has, like, you know, a red hue to the sky to establish, like, nah, this place haunted as fuck. This place is so evil, it's got just simply eyeball pictures. But this area is actually pretty cool, though. I actually really dig the B version of this. Like, how it's actually, like, it's the main hall, but compared to, like, A, it's much more, like, screwed up and, like, broken up and such. I was like, that reminds me of Silent Hill. Which makes a lot more sense. It's like the other worlds in that game is, like, regardless of their theming, the idea is it's, like, ruined. Like, you are not in a clean zone, you are in somewhere that is just, like, broken up to shit. Yo, that's metal. Alright, there we go. So we got two options now. I can either go down. Yeah, it's better if we go down. If we go back down, because then that'll just then let us be able to just clear out a lot more of the bottom area. And we're coming, percentage-wise, how much are we coming up? 183%? Yeah, we are getting close. But I'm just gonna state it now, unless it's for getting parts of Vlad, I make the attempt to 100% the maps in these games because I'm one of those where I just have the bad luck of just, like, missing at least one or two rooms that, like, would be hidden or something that just ruins the percentage. It's like Symphony of the Night, we are going to attempt it, but it's, I mean, I'm saying with this game, I can't even make that promise, given, like I said, you have to do stuff in some rooms to then get in others. Or, like, rather one version of the castle to get into another, and it's just kind of obnoxious. Oh, there's a boss room. What's the closest save point? Really not close at all. Alright. Well, I got the cross. Yeah, so we can equip Thunder and we'll just heal up and we'll do it. Cyclops. Ah, dang. What was the wind version of this again? Ah, that's right. The big shield. Yeah, that's say that means he's about to tackle. Stay here. Oh, come on, asshole. Nice. That's it. He keeps throwing me off because I keep thinking he's trying to go in for another swing, but no, that's just his animation stopping. There we go. Alright. Save my progress, and now let's go into the B version of the courtyard area. AP Bone Pillar. What? And wow, it's not even like a specially named owl. It's just an owl. That's not even a creature possessed by Dracula. That owl's just pissed and shoots and can just conveniently shoot fireballs. Here we can set the wind book. So I have a big shield around me. The Simon Wraith? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. These guys are like, oh, they're like little Simon Belmonts. They even whip and then let it dangle. It's cute. I like these guys. Now, that being said, though, when we beat the game, I do have a fun little Easter egg to show involving a certain Konami code. I love how it's like his stun animation is such garbage, like act like the actual Simon. The only thing that's missing though is the fact that it's like when I hit him, he doesn't just go like he doesn't go like 10 feet backwards. It looked like he just got rock punched right in the gut. Large ghost. Oh, don't have a large HP pool. That's much is for sure. All right, nothing. Explore this area in A? Okay, we did. No, okay, it just doesn't show up on the map that we have. Yeah, full-on turkey over here. Alright, get to mark hard to max it up. Oh, they shoot fireballs. Alright, that's what makes them so special. And that's so why is that thing like bleeding though if it's just stuck to the like skulls? There, I know what we can do. I think is it thunder? Yes. Get this shield going. Also, hot damn, I am about to die. Yeah, we got plenty of high potions, so it's no issue. And plus, we got plenty of food. Let's see, did we explore this in A? We did. Why am I struggling so hard with this? Smiling statue. Oh, I don't even know if we'll pay a visit back to the room. What are you? Crush boots. Excuse me? Crush boots. Used with high jump, it's possible to smash through some ceilings. Ah! There we go. Alright, so now we should be able to smash through those shiny ceilings. Which does mean we now have to make our way back. Both to that first area over there and to the very tippy top, because those are the only two ceilings I can think of that we've seen like the shiny version of it. No. That's kind of the thing though, that's why the reason that's like, you know, I think that's kind of like the biggest reason though why I really just don't think the double castle system works, is that there's not enough change in it that the main issue is I don't even have really the issue of like when I'm in the moment having to switch between them, because when I'm in the moment then it's whatever. You know, right now me just having to run between these two things, it is what it is. I think the biggest thing that for me that comes as a result is that it's kind of exhausting just thinking about like the future, like what I have to do in the future, because it's like, you know, usually how, it's kind of what I'm talking about previously, usually how it should work in a Castlevania game is the moment I get a new upgrade like that, I'm like, holy shit, yo, I'm about to get like way more into Castle, so he was about to kill me. Man, this is gonna be great, pretty much. But now it's like with this, there's that slight feeling of, I mean, this is exciting, but I'm gonna have to do it twice. Like, regardless if I want to or not, this has to happen twice now. And it's kind of just, it doesn't work out, like, kind of, as well. You know, it's like the reference I would kind of use is like if you're playing like an action game or something, like kind of like Bayonetta 3, where it's like there's parts of that game that I really, really enjoy and that I really like. But there's a lot of shit in that game that also, like, I find the idea of playing through it on harder difficulties just exhausting because I either didn't like it or I thought it was too gimmicky. Namely, like, any kind of, like, vehicle section or anything in any kind of, like, Bayonetta game or, like, really any kind of Platinum thing, it's like, the immediate thought of, like, like something kind of like that. I got a whole candle holder. Honestly, that'd probably be the worst thing you could ever give to choose. We know Belmont's, they'll just find a way to fucking break that shit. In fact, because it's his candle holder, it'll just be one and done. Either that or he'll find a way to monopolize it to just get infinite items. Two doinks and you are done. Nice, so life of Max up. Alright. Percentage wise, how we're doing? 192? Alright, sweet. We're getting so close that I can almost taste it. Alright, so now I have to think about this. So, really no convenient way for us to go back. What's up with that door in the bottom there, though? But I never... Oh, I think that might be a locked door, so... Alright, so I could make my way back down to go and find that. And then... At least with that, we could then teleport to a different place to then, alright. So now that might be our play then. Because then if we can reach a teleportation room, because then we can immediately smash through the other ceilings. So there's that. So... Yeah, so let's start working our way back down now. These guys are a bit annoying though, because they really kind of make it so that you can't just dash on through. So otherwise they just preemptively strike at you. Oh wait, oh wait a minute, no, that's not how that works. I have to go all the way around and then, oh fuck. Ugh. The miracles, just adding one trapdoor would have done. Alright, nice. So now, yeah, now we can start working our way down. And we can at least hit a save point to save all our progress for everything we've done there. Alright, and that area is still sealed off, so... Alright. Yep, so transition right, and then we can make our way over. Now we can even access the left path now. See what that's about. And it goes zig and zag. When you zig a zag, when you zig a zag, when you zig a zigzag. There we go. Lure key. Ah, and another area. Sun armor. Armor affected by the sun. I think it was like one of those weird like timing. But how'd that work then? Because it's on the GBA, so that wouldn't make much sense. Anyway, well, this is perfect because now what that could mean is we can go ahead and just like teleport back up to that one up there. There we go. Okay, good. I was gonna say, the fuck? No, the man just needed a little momentum. Alright, let's get a messenger. Get a whole wine glass. A wine glass. That is good enough for Juice to be like, this is needed for the room. It'll add so much character. Alright. And Kaiser armor. Armor said to have been worn by emperors. Big boost even provides a boost in strength. Sweet. Well, let's go back into Castle A and see what's in that. What's in here is a whole ass turkey. Candlestick, Life Max up. Passage somewhere has been opened. Ah, okay. I believe that actually opens up the passage now to the final zone, which basically, yeah. So, which to a nod to Symphony of the Night that I can appreciate. If you look, that is quite literally in the center of the castle, exactly like Symphony of the Night. But again, before we can actually do that, we need to go around and get the rest of the pieces of Vlad, which at this point is looking quite concerning in terms of like areas we actually have left to look around in. So no, we'll have to see, because we still have 3 left that are remaining. All right, so let's teleport back to the room all the way on the left. So here. We'll need to do this twice, because once again, we'll have to explore this A version and then the B version, but... otherwise, for right now, we'll be able to at least smash through the ceiling. God. I hate this zigzagging level design. It just makes things needlessly, like, tiresome. Mana Prism. Magical Armor. The armor affects its user's spirit and consumption rate is reduced. Okay. So if you want to go, if you're going full in on your magic, well then that's something for you. Alright. Like I said, it's now throwing in some concerning facts of, like, well, I mean, we have Super Jump. There's really not that many, like, new areas, so it's really making me think, how much did I miss? Because we're still... I mean, we have to see World B to see if, what other we can pick up, but yeah, we still got 2 pieces, so that makes me think it's either in that one blank space area that I saw earlier, or... Yeah. Well, by the way, we gotta explore that place now in B, because, well, it's, we gotta do it twice, because, well, that's how they designed it like this. Thank you for this shield ability, though. It makes it all the most bearable. Alright. Yes, Feather Demons, fuck off. Block off, Featherface. Ancient Urn. There we go. Alright, Rib of Vlad. Alright, so yeah. So never mind. My worries are put slightly aside as we're only missing 1 now. Rib of Vlad, when Dracula's body remains, has the power to negate poison. Man, that would have been so helpful literally at any other point given to it in this game. I guess we still gotta run back through the tower bit then, yeah, but it's like, damn, could you have, like, not give me that at literally any other point? Alright. Oh, so at this point, yeah, so 97.4, 97.7. Alright. So I'm at this point just looking for any obvious spots that either we haven't super jumped at or done anything else with. Because otherwise, as it stands, the only thing that could potentially have the next piece of lad is the one, here, I'll get out, yeah, the burb to help us. In the area right above the burb's head, basically, this is the one area that we have straight up not seen in either thing. And I think that's because that's a door, so... So, I mean, we have to now rush back up, because, unfortunately, I don't think the teleport point next to that is an actual teleport point. I think that's, like, one of the first warp rooms we encountered, which is very fucking obnoxious. But it be what it be. It's basically our last thing we have to do, so... Oh god, and I mean, wait, and oh shit, and because that's not a proper warp room, that would literally mean we'd have to go all the way back. Like, to both versions. Oh, fuck that. Alright, we're gonna hope Castle B is the version that has the part, and then just leave it at that. Yeah, here, make sure, yeah, save the progress. That way, we are so close to finishing up. So close. Who knows? If I depending on how I'm feeling, we may play some more Night Rain. And I finish up with this and I still feel like playing Run. I make no promises because I did play some right before stream because like I said I am trying to clear that hard version of Adele before it goes away. Or rather, before it rotates out, because I think at some point they do plan to actually release it, but still. Alright. Let's say, so what is the closest? I think this is technically the closest I could get. Luckily, this part's pretty automated, so we're good. She can put it at least in. Sorry guys, just checking something on my phone real quick. Okay, no. Nothing yet. Oh god, I fucked up the model. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the annoying thing about my setup is that, like I said, I use my phone for my camera, and I have to set the focus mode so that way I don't like constantly it doesn't go like buzz or anything. But it also means if I interact with it at all, because it's also technically charging, all my fucking mail notifications hit me at once, and it sucks. Because it's like it can't just show. Well, sometimes it'll literally be nice and just be like, hey, you got like 8 notifications, and sometimes it'll literally just show each thing like one by one. Wait, this is another teleport room. Well, Well, if that is the case, let us take a search around and see any other location that we have not been to. Otherwise, the next part could potentially literally just be in that center room, but that would seem a bit odd. But otherwise, unless there's any hidden areas, I literally don't see any other place that's like we have not covered in some way, shape, or form. Oh, there is the area in Castle B down there. And then there is technically some areas in A that we haven't been to on the right. Now, is that a teleport room, though? This is. Okay, yeah, so B, I can go ahead and explore the rest of those places and see if that has anything. Otherwise, then it might be the very south room we have to go and check out. Just to leave no stone unturned, because yeah, I don't think there's going to be a last hidden part in there. Well, so I haven't played this game forever, so I can't actually claim that. Yeah, here we go, because now I can, but they give you a lot of just armor pieces in this. Walk armor, so, I mean, I assume that has something to do with walking. Alright. And can hit up, so I'll head back to the teleport room. It's at the very top of here. Alright, so how do I want to do this? Because there's no direct teleport room to the fucking left area. So, alright, so we have to hit, so with B, we have to basically, our way of getting close is to teleport to the place next to the center. And then just make our way down. And then I swear, this ends up just unlocking another teleport room, I'm gonna just then freak the fuck out. Oh, wait, I picked up... Oh, shit, I picked up a fist at some point? Oh. Nope, I actually didn't want that. I wanted my shield to just make things super easy. There, you know what? How about right before we go, how about we just go and decorate our room real quick? God, look at those flashing effects. Well, ain't this just nice? Look at you, Juice, just dolling up your arch nemesis's room. Why are you doing that again? I make the joke, but what's up with you in the IKEA formation, Juice? Yeah, no, I might have brought it up earlier, but I think I'm gonna cancel on the idea of playing some Night Rain. I think after this, I'm just gonna call it. It's because, like I said, I don't want to keep harping, but it's like, I think I can. It's just that this game kind of leaves me. I think every part of this game has kind of just left me exhausted, besides the very first. But I literally think since part 2, like when they introduced the double castle gimmick, this game has kind of just gone downhill, like since then. Bullet tip. Cause bullets to fire from the whips. Tip only when the user's HP is max. Well, cool upgrade, but not technically what I'm looking for. So at this point, I do not know. So we are basically hoping that, because the only points basically that I haven't explored in both castles technically is just those high jump ones, which, I mean, if there ended up being a part in there, I'd be kind of pissed. So we'll see. At this point, we will teleport to the center room and see. I guess that wouldn't be the craziest idea, but... No. But, and honestly, it's not even just because last part, just because of my screw up and not, like, understanding what I need to use the ring for, to unlock the golden door. It's mostly just, like, I think kind of playing through this game, I just don't think there's Harmony of Dissonance is just that exciting, you know? The problem is it doesn't, like I said, because you have no mobility upgrades, because basically the magic system is just kind of what it is. Sorry, we haven't even found our last magic book. Oh, so I don't give a shit. Because the magic system is, like, cool, but, like, tied to whatever sub-weapons you conveniently find in the candles and all that, it's just, like, it doesn't feel like there's a consistent way to do, like, the moves you want. It doesn't feel like there's, like, really that exciting upgrades for you to find. You know, it's nice that we can just find our actual armor and such in the field, create a circle on the moon, but still, it's not like there's that much pizzazz to it. It's just kind of like, it just kind of like, once you get, I'd say probably you hit that point where you get the other castle, you kind of just seen everything the game has to offer. And it kind of just feels monotonous at that point, and I feel like that's kind of its biggest problem. Is that with the dual castles, with like your limited movement set up, with like the fact that your only weapon is the whip, because at least with Circle of the Moon you could even get unique with that. And like I said, it was small, and technically yes, every single one of your attacks is the same thing, swing forward. It's visually much more appealing. Oh. So that didn't unlock it, at least, or maybe it did unlock it in Castle A. I was gonna say, shit, if that's not what it unlocked, then I actually don't even know. Like I said, I mean, I could look again, but I don't think we have any points that haven't been seen on the map, besides the 2 super jump points, which I'd be surprised if those, because those are just transition areas, but if those had anything. No, but it would unlock that because because literally the moment we broke the statue, it showed that. So yeah, no, that should be there. Well, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up a save point here. Moon armor. We're gonna set up a save point here. And what's gonna happen now is if we get to the middle area and it turns out there's still one piece out there, I'll look up where the last piece is. And then we'll teleport the closest we can get to it. And then just so we can finish this. But no, I just think that's ultimately the problem, because like every Castlevania game, like, you know, it feels like you're getting something. It feels like it has, mainly every Metroidvania, is that it's like it feels like you need to have something kind of like exciting the player to make it always feel like they're getting cool new stuff. And I just don't think the spellbook system does that like well, or at least it's just not a good enough system to like hype me up. And like I said, that's just purely because it's tied to the sub-weapons. So it's like, you're pretty much stuck using one particular move because, well, there are a lot of ones that just aren't that good. Yeah. And look, it's the same cube. Stop! Just, it's you. Letty, are you alright? She's lost consciousness, but I think we made it here in time. Maxim, you've still managed to hold on to your true self. Yes, by some means or another, but I've reached my limit. I beg you, take my life. What do you speak of? I can't! I can't hang on any longer. I can't fight the impulse. But I cannot take your life. Then I'll make you kill me. Defend yourself! Oh god, I forgot about the eyesore this is. Well, I guess regardless if we got all the parts or not. We're fine, Maxim. Man's got dive kicks, man's got big shurikens. But I also got Aura Blast, so... God, I don't even mind, because honestly, this is such a fucking eyesore. I hate this. Oh, and he's got Shadow Clone Jitsu. What the shit? Shine. Let's see. Here, we got so many elixirs. Just use them all. There, we can even see what the bullet tip looks like. That is really terrible damage. That is not worth it. I got him! Thank you. Just, for I did truly desire to be felled by your hand. Maxim! I want to free you from your cursed fate. That's enough. There's no need to speak of anything else. Take care of Lady, will you? Maxim! Oh, no, but yeah, at least get to see the bad ending. Oh. It looks like you're coming too. Have we been saved? Yes. Huh? Where's Maxim? Maximus. Juice. It's alright. You don't have to say anything more. I have no idea about what happened between the two of you. But you mustn't blame yourself. Blaming yourself is the same as blaming him. Perhaps you're right. Indeed, Maxim would have agreed with you. At any rate, let's go home. Figure it all out after we've rested. That sounds good. Let's go home, lady. Is how that would go in a bad version of events. Alright, so no, this confirms. Alright, so we're literally missing one part, and I have no clue where the fuck it is. So we're gonna cheat. Alright, unmute audio. Alright, so this is stupid. We're missing the ring of Vlad. Would you like to remember once upon a time where the ring of Vlad is? Well, here, I'll show you through the power of our friend, Thick Majima, or Wine Majima. You're this fucking square up here that we found literally in the beginning of the game. Literally just up here in the beginning of the game, and haven't needed to gone back to it since because, well, it's at the start. Yeah, no, that's where the Ring of Vlad is. My son of a bitch, I hate myself. Oh, why would you put something so early in the game that it's like you expect? Because remember, I at least have the means of technology. That is insane. Like that they expect you to just try and remember that small detail. Like 6 hours in. Which doesn't sound like a lot of time, but I mean, this is GBA. Like, a lot of times you're rarely playing these types of games, like, on full-on burst. Ugh. No wonder I couldn't find it, because I didn't think I'd... Well, firstly, because it didn't look like that important of an item at the time, so... Even with the sparkles. Ugh. That's right. I guess you could potentially try to remember this because of the skull door. Still, it's like, hot damn. Well, I said, at the very least, we got to show off, like, technically the bad ending, so I can say I've shown. Now, as for the last spell book, I don't know. I don't know, and truthfully, I don't care. This game has just left me in a state of just like I'm just kind of finished. Vlad's ring, because for some reason the ring is important. Oh my god, I forgot to take off Thick Majima. He's just been hanging around on screen the entire time. I don't know why the fuck the ring is so important, such an important part of the ritual, but I guess Dracula considers his bling his life. Ish. Silver armor. Alright. There. At least in terms of that, we are now done. What does that ring even do for us? When Dracula's worldly possessions increases luck. Oh boy. Now, let us go take care of business for real this time. I gotta appreciate it is the same dumb cube, though. Yeah, I don't think any of this changes, though. It's namely, now this time around, we'll have new events happen after we, step up. God! Also, yeah, let's Aura Blast is way better. Please just get me out of this hellhole. You can't handle the tech, Juice! Or Maxim? No, I'm Juice. Did you know my favorite character in Street Fighter was Ken? That's right, Maxim. I'm the bitch that just spammed Fireball. There, I got him. Thank you, Juiced. For I did truly decide I fell by your hand. Maxim! To free you from your cursed fate. Wait, what? Wait, what other fucking requirements would there be? Wait a minute, wait, then what other requirements are there? What? Hold on, now I'm confused. Oh god, that's right. So, there's more dumb bullshit attached. Okay, so, literally nothing to tell you about this. To stress the importance of this. So not only do you need the 6 pieces of Vlad, which reasonably should be the only thing that you should really fucking need, but you also have to make sure you're fully in Castle B, which fine, that part makes more sense. That I'll take the ownership on that. But you also need to make sure you have both bracelets, Juiced and Maxim's equipped. Bracelets that, by the way, the only thing we've had to ever fucking use them for was only just so, god, literally Juice's bracelet has served no purpose up until this moment. God. I'm not purely giving this game shit for it because they always, a lot of these games had these stupid fucking, like, conditions for getting the best ending, but, like, why? Why the hell is it literally just not go around, get all the, you know, the only thing we need to do is go around and pick up the pieces of Dracula. You know, the one thing the game has been pointing us towards, like, being like, hey, this is an important plot point. These bracelets have meant absolutely nothing. Like, at least with Symphony of the Nights, you know, it... At least they gave you hints of... hintings of basically being like, you know, just being like, where are these two in the castle? The only description is they're good mementos. What the fuck does having Mentos have to do with? Why does that save the day? Alright, so let's take off. So take that off, put on his bracelet. God, I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted of running this fucking castle multiple times, please. Just... Like I said, I'll take ownership on the Castle B part because that actually reasonably should cross my mind. Hey, if we're gonna actually beat him, we should beat him in the Cursed Castle. Even though technically that really shouldn't mean anything. If the castles haven't merged yet, why is one version of it more important than the other? Anyway, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, the thing that just kind of pisses me off, the fact that there's literally been no pointing to these bracelets being important, besides just being like, hey, here's some cool bracelets. That's because one of them you got at the start of the game that seemed like it was kind of just... The problem is it came off more as a tutorialization than like, hey, you can wear these for stat ups and such. Instead, it's like, nah, bitch, that's actually real important. Alright, so we have both bracelets. We got Dracula's bling, so we should have everything complete at this point. And now we're in the bad area. Oh, I never even realized I told you the actual area you're in. Even the version. That's cool. Now, this should be the end of it. I pray. And if it's not, well, Psychonius is about to have a fucking meltdown then. Ugh. Dracula's remains are glowing. Alright, yeah, so yeah, when we have all of them, that unlocks that version of the castle. So yeah, so that makes more sense, at the very least. But the 2 bracelets part is still, like, kind of fucked. Yeah, now the cube is even more messed up. It's gross. Lighty! She still draws breath. Damn, I'm too late. Welcome to the party, Juiced. You're late. So, Maxim? Oh, his spirit no longer lives within me. And I owe it all to that woman. Look at all the strength she's given me. Damn it, no mercy for you. Who needs mercy? Weak threats from an unworthy opponent. This is still weird. Or rather, this is still an eyesore. Yeah, it's wind. So though, even his evil version can match this tech. Damn, 2 crits and he out. That bracelet. You wore it for me. Yeah, so I guess at this point, if you did beat him and you didn't even wear the bracelets, you would then transition into the same, like, bad ending sequence, which is fucking ridiculous. But I've made my point. Maxim, is that you? Why do you still live within me? I thought you were dead. Remember, Maxim, you're stronger than this. You're right, but compared to the training we had, this is nothing. Why can I not free myself of you? Because I choose not to free you. Just finish me off. I sense a strong magic at work. The remains. Oh, it's all floating in the air, including his bling. As long as I have this power, I have no need for this body. Here, have it. Dracula, what happened to your face? Why you look so moldy and crusty? Though to be fair, this is the Dracula Wraith. I'm not stable, but your blood will once again make me whole. Take it if you can. Do not underestimate the power of Belmont. Okay, let us begin then. I will enjoy destroying you. Alright, and now begins our fight against the Draculas. Which, like in true Dracula fashion, you gotta whip them in the head. Alright, in this case, we can Aura Blast him in the head. Because honestly, even as Draculas go, I remember this one not even being that bad. Most because a lot of his projectiles are just really, really not that hard. I mean, I'll take it over Circle of the Moon, where at points you would just do an instantaneous Thunder Blast, but to be fair, you could defense, like, elemental defense up for that. Man, Aura Blast works so good. And now we fight the Dracula Wraith in probably his coolest slash most what the fuck form ever. Like, I get the idea is we're fighting all the different parts of him, like the skull and everything, because, well, he's technically not back, but also, I mean, this thing just kind of looks like a mess, I gotta say it. And really, as boss fights go, it's not that bad. Avoid the flinging claw. He's gonna laser beam. I really can't remember if he does anything else. I mean, the beating heart's cool, but also why is the beating heart in the head area? It's just kind of a mess. Oh, and I totally forgot about this. He only faces one direction. Like, the only thing he can now do to hit me is if he just conveniently moves backward. Like, the claw doesn't even move around that much. Yeah, I think I should put that to this. I told you so. Do not underestimate the power of my bloodline. So this is the power of Belmont. I mean, yeah, you've died plenty of times to them. Vile spawn of Maxim, you are not worthy of being my opponent. I will now fade from this world, but I find some pleasure in this. With the cursed powers of yours, destiny calls you to hunt for all eternity. But, well, yeah, that's kind of my bloodline that was kind of established at this point. Dang it, I don't know if this game came out after the PS2 game did, that established Leon Belmont. Anyway, we did it! We've got a true ending. And the sky conveniently just came back. Where am I? Maxim, you've come back to us. Am I alive? You used your own strength to force him out of you. It wasn't my strength. It was yours and Lighty's. What about Lighty? Did you save her? I mean, if you want to, like, look down a bit. She hasn't come to. But her bite marks faded when Dracula was vanished. Wait, so does that imply Maxim was straight up turned into a vampire? Wait, but, like, I thought he was just possessed. I don't know. She's regained some color. It's just a matter of time before she wakes up. I see. Juiced. Please forgive me. It's all behind us now. Everyone's been saved, so there's nothing more to say. Thank you. Oh. It looks as if Lighty's coming too. Huh? Juiced? What am I doing here? I think that I was bitten by Maxim. Yeah, I guess he was turned. Wait, but I don't really know how that works, but alright. Oh, complete quest. Thank you very much for the follow. Unless this is really implying that it's like my man didn't have any fangs, he was just kind of gnawing at the neck like, damn it, he doesn't have anything to work with. Calm down. You must have had a bad dream. Feel your neck. There's nothing there. Huh? It was just a dream. Hey, tell her the truth. Shh, keep quiet. But bruh. What? Maxim, you'd come back. Yes, but actually, yes, Maxim. I'm sure you are exhausted, so let's talk after we get home. I've got wall chicken for days. Well, it wasn't from a wall this time, but I got a bunch of meat in my back pocket right now. No, I want to. Come on, Maxim. Nothing happened. Is it at best we leave it at that? Jeez, that's kind of fucked up, dude. No, that's not right. You should finish what you start. What'd you just say? Cut it out, you two. Stop it, both of you. Don't get started. We just got together. Actually, Lighty, I'll hear your stories at home. Till then, let's talk about other things. We can talk about why is juiced. What's up with the blue outline? Why do we get nothing and you get a blue outline? You heard the lady. All right. It's been a while, hasn't it, since the three of us got together? Yes, it has. Yes. And that is the harmony of dissonances. Okay, I thought stuff was cut off on the left for a second. No, they just put it really, really to the left. Yeah. So like I said, I don't want to harp on things. Ultimately, it's just compared to the rest of the Metroidvania games, I just feel like this is the weakest entry overall. The castle would be fine if you literally just didn't have to explore it twice, and they still have the problematic level design where it's like, just where there's just a lot of different, like, there's a lot of rooms. Oh, Juice Belmont as me? Guys, it was all me. Also, wow, those were short credits. I mean, I guess GBA game, you can only, there's only so much you actually have to do. But we're not finished for the record, but just to go ahead and get my final thoughts out of the way. Yeah, it's just, the map wouldn't be too bad, but like the fact you gotta explore it twice, and I don't feel like there's enough justification for the A and B castle. Like there's not enough different in them to make them like stand out. The magic system I think is extremely limited with like the fact that they had to intertwine it with the sub-item system. It just feels like you don't have a lot of options. The fact that you're relegated to only the whip. The only saving grace is, I mean, it's Castlevania game, so it's really not that long, so it's not like you're using your life on it, but still. It's just like the story, I mean, it's a Castlevania story, there's really nothing to it, but and I just, like I said, I think like the quality of like the music and the graphics, I think it's all just a down step. But like I said, it's more like, I think like if I were to immediately jump back into this game, maybe I'd have some more enjoyment now that I know like what I'll look out for, but still. And I'm sorry in terms of like how I handle my normal playthroughs, this isn't really like a full, I didn't even bother to go for the last magic book just because, like I said, I'm just being real. I got exhausted. I got exhausted at the idea. I got exhausted at the just thought of just having to go back through like looking through the levels, running back through levels to go back to a room I've likely already gone past to make it like a third or fourth time I would have had to run through. It's just exhausting. It's not fun. And not to mention the difficulty. I mean, that's the biggest thing that this game's just got against, is that it's the easiest Castlevania, and there's just nothing much to it. Like, every enemy has a very predictable pattern or just like has some way of breaking it. The magic system, like depending on what you use, breaks a lot of fights in half. And just like ruins them. Yeah. But anyway, we got two new modes now. Sound modes, I do actually give credit that they give you the opportunity for that. Our title screen has a red hue, and we also have boss rush mode. So we get a dagger, so we get our choice of sub-weapon. So let's go with some auras. And yeah, you don't even fight them in their arena, you fight them in the in this like specialized arena, which is really cool. I actually really do appreciate the boss rush mode. But I mean, like I said, while there's not that much to them, it's still nice. I mean, this would be a thing that comes back. I don't know if Aria of Sorrow has it, but they definitely bring this back in certain later games. Like I said, it's mostly the issue, just like the bosses really don't pose that much of a threat, just because a lot of them have very easy to understand movesets, and any of the hard ones are just hard because, well, if you get tapped once, it's like a tap your life bar. But even then, a lot of them don't even damage you that much, so it's really not even that bad. And you know what? And to give a lot of credit, at least this is better than Circle the Moons. At least we have a unique boss theme here, so I don't feel like I have to struggle dealing with YouTube advertisements to try and show some music. Now that being said, though, I am just going to now go ahead and purposely die, just because I guess we don't get magic books in this. I've never actually played or seen this, so this is my first time. Yeah. Boss rush easy. Okay, so I guess, like, once you beat easy mode, you then get hard mode and such. But and you can even view your score and such. Now here's the thing, though. There's a special mode in this. So if we go over to a new file here, I believe if we put in the name Maxim at XYZ. Oh, I almost fucked up because I thought that L was an I for a second. I believe if we put in Maxim, yep, we get to play Maxim mode. They gave my man a red outline and said have fun, but he's got dashes like Juiced. You got some kicks. You got your slide. You got a double jump. Actually, you start off with that. I don't know how you did that, but you got a shuriken for the thing he threw. Which it spins around. Now, when you pause the game, though, you don't get a special pause screen. It just kind of just stops. But basically, your goal for Maxim mode is you're just trying to get to the center of the castle. I believe you have to beat all the bosses. Now, the scariest thing about Maxim, though, if I remember right, is the man doesn't level up. I don't even know if he actually gets life upgrades at all. But I think if I remember right, he just all he gets is basically whatever strength you're at right now, but he's really strong. But that's it. So this is basically just like you're trying to hit all the bosses. I don't even know if there's a use for money. We don't say there's anything else that's special to him. I'm sure it's like if you put in some fighting game combo. I'm trying to figure out how I did his dumb spinny twirly stuff he did before. But yeah. But that's Maxim mode. I'm not too keen on it. Mostly because it at least with like Richter and Maria, they did feel like they had a little more going on. But I mean, it's basically a way to speedrun. He's way faster than Juice, so it's just kind of an entertaining way to fight some of the other bosses. Yep. Now, the cool thing that I want to show off. So, firstly, I have to, unfortunately, I'm a scrub, so I gotta relearn what the Konami code is. Here it was. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. So here, all right. Up, up, down, down. Up, down, down. So now we put the game back in a blue state. I believe this is part of it. If you put in the Konami code at the Konami screen, you get to play as Simon Belmont and his slow Belmont strutting ass. I can't even lie. This is like, not that it would, of course, but this is so cool. This is so cool, and I'm surprised that they didn't just make this like a full-on mode along with Maxim mode. And with that, you get probably the best piece of music in this game of like a full-on remix of like Vampire Killer, and it sounds amazing. So you know what? We'll see how far we could get with Simon, because also the dude is juiced up. Like, his attack is huge, he has access to all the sub-weapons. And I just love how it's just straight up his sprite. Like, this is cool. Like I said, it kind of makes me wish there was, like, a full-on Richter mode style of it. With, like, more, but, like, you even get like the stiff jump. Like you are quite literally just playing his NES version. So I said, you know, I'll see like how far into this we can get. I don't know if they do what they do with some other games where like they consider stuff like easy mode and all that, like you fight different bosses in it. Oh shit. I was saying, my man does not have the mobility to make this work. I keep trying to dash out of the way and it don't work out. And man, and that's the thing, like, this is still chiptune-y, but it shows how much potential they actually really could have had for the music in this. Which is why it sucks so bad that it's like a lot of music just isn't good. And it's more like, I don't want to be that rude. There's good tracks in here that I feel like is kind of ruined by the chiptuniness. Like, I'll give it credit that it's like, I feel like there wasn't as... Well, I feel like that both this and Circle of the Moon kind of have like they both have their just like extremely repetitive songs. But still, at least with this one, it's like the work. It's kind of like both games just have their issues in terms of just like their like Circle of the Moon just has like some songs that just aren't. They're just way too short and aren't that good. Although while this game is just like, there's good stuff in here, but it's definitely just not all there. That's right, he's got a three phaser. Oh, yeah, he got his chest beam. Now, you can definitely tell some of these enemies were definitely made for Justice. Dash. Hey, Kenny, what's going on? My good sir. Welcome, Yukata says we're playing some, the Simon Belmont mode for, before we call it Raps on Harmony of Dissonance. Yeah, I saw you playing that new Rhino remaster. I definitely intend to pick that up on my own, but as of right now, it's just got so many other games right now. We got the Golem, who honestly this guy could actually be a challenge given Simon's slowness. Nah, it's really not that bad. Oh, just like that. Yeah, it says he vomits his rocks at me. It's so good, nice. I've really been interested in playing those games, so I'm happy they finally got the remaster treatment. Or rather remake, since I hear they've been doing it's kind of crazy with how much they changed or adjusted. How you doing, my friend? I am doing wonderful. Had a bit of a rough time with the stream today, mostly just because Harmony of Dissonance is, well, not one of my personal favorite Castlevania games, but still, we're finishing up with it, and I cannot complain. But we be having a good times. Definitely just happy it is the weekend. Even though I've had a lot of breaks this week. It has to be played. It do have to be played if we're gonna. It has to be played if we're gonna reach Aria's Sorrow, the game I am most excited for. But that is also at a future date. Well. Damn, Simon just murderizing the Minotaurs. Congratulations, you destroyed all creatures! It's a new record! Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, so remember, so now... Yeah, so they break up the difficulties by the different bosses you fight. So... Yeah, we'll just go through all these with Simon. Just to show it off. And like I said, it gives us more chance to just listen to this remix of Vampire Killer. Which is just the absolute best. Oh, wait, is it we fight the same... Oh, I forgot that's how they do it as well. So it's we fight the same bosses, but they add more. We go, okay. Well, can we basically go until we beat this, or I die at some point? Either or. Back. You know, it's so funny though, with how like everything is like, with how blown up it is on the screen now. You really just notice the no pants that Simon's like 8-bit model wears from the Super Nintendo. Granted, I think it's supposed to be like more of like, you know, the battle attire where it's just like he just has the skirt thing. But I mean, this literally just makes it look like he's either one of the biggest shorts or just no pants. Yeah, let's say. So we get 1 or 2 whips in, and then we can throw 2 boomerangs. Bam. As Simon induced, know the perfect technology to fight the living armors. Go for them knees. Since it's kind of all they can really aim for. Alright, Shield Guardian. Alright, I think rather we're just gonna be aggressive on him. Never played a Castlevania game in my life. Oh, well, I highly recommend it. And nowadays you can pick them up through the collections. There's of course the classic collections if you want to play the 8-bit platformers and all that, 8-bit and 16-bit. And nowadays you can get the advanced collection and Dominus collection to play the GBA and DS games. And you can get it for fairly cheap, really. Either that, or you can also play Bloodstained Ritual in the Night, which is a really good one. It's made by Iga, who was pretty much like responsible for most of these Castlevania games, the Metroidvania ones specifically. And if you've never watched the Netflix show ever, well, I highly recommend it. It's one of my personal favorite animated shows. I may I'll buy them in the future. Yeah. No, you can get them for fairly... Compared to most games nowadays, you can get them for... They don't really cost that much, so it's pretty nice. All you need to know is that Aria of Sorrow is the best one, and you should love that one with all your heart. Alright, I believe we're about to catch back up on the Minotaur now. So this will then fight our next bet. I don't know if I'll go hard mode though. I think I am getting... I don't know how much I enjoy the idea of playing these things like 3 times. Wow, he cannot handle the boomerang action. Also, because for as much as I love this remix of Vampire Killer, I don't know if I can. I don't know how much longer I could go constantly listening to it. Ah, we're fighting the devil. He followed up. He knew I was going for his knees, so he went for mine. Oh, I didn't know you moved that shit. Damn. Whoa. Ba-dum-ba-dow. I will say though, they definitely made this like kind of stuff a lot cooler in Bloodstained. Oh, I completely forgot about you, Giant Merman. Because of Bloodstained Ritual of Night, that game also has a typical boss rush, but they also have a mode where you can literally play as some of the bosses, and it's great. Fred, I'm gonna head out. It's getting late for me. Well, thanks so much for bringing it, buddy. I appreciate it. And glad to hear you enjoyed it. You enjoyed the Ritos and Gatos. So, but you have a good sleep, my friend. Ah! The giant slime. Max Slimer, how could I forget? No problem, I hope I'll catch your streams in the next days. Yeah. Biggest thing that's changed is Sundays I stream a lot earlier in the day, so potentially. But we shall be here. Because my ass ain't got nothing better to do, so. Bam, bam. Nice. Early is good. I forgot this enemy was called Peeping Big. Yeah, it's whipping around me real good. Ah! Oh my god, it explodes into a bunch of little ones. If I had to hazard a guess though, this, yep, alright, I was literally about to say, this is probably where the medium difficulty one's gonna end, is with Legion. Like I said, main thing is the tentacles don't actually hurt you, it's just whenever it stops is when you have to, when it means it's about to shoot the laser beam. Oh yeah, and this is the end because, yeah, because it's in the big cross room. Okay. Well, that is a nice, but retry. Now we are good, but I think that's where I am going to call this. We've been Harmony Dissonance, got to show off a bit of the the boss rush mode. Mostly because the rest of the bosses would basically just be the stuff we fought this session, which I mean it's just gonna be me playing as Simon and whipping the shit and throwing boomerangs. So, but still, that is still probably like one of the coolest Easter eggs that they have in this game. But that, thank you so much for Kenny for the raid and for everyone else that has joined and watched. I do appreciate it. I'm Psychonius, and this has been some Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye.